Hello, guys. So we will quickly start our session. Just wait for a second. Let me check everything is working or not, and then we can start with it. Okay. We are on time. Just let me check. Uh, Hello. Hello. Okay. So everything is working fine. So let's just start within no time. Okay. Mm, okay. 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 Let me just go to event and final there. Okay, now it's working. Good. So the topic of our today's webinar, or what we can say wisdom talk, is the book about the book Limitless. This guy is a genius, Jim Quick. As I read through his entire text, in mobile it is around 1100 pages. So some people will think that I am lying, but it's not. I'm not lying. But in the mobile PDF, it is just 1100 pages. So quickly we will go through everything because there are a lot of things we have to discuss in this. Apart from this book, what the book is going to give to us, we have some missing element in the book and the right research about it, how to apply those things, and then we can assemble those things and use it for our own benefit. That's the entire idea of this webinar or wisdom talk. So first of all, let me tell you a few more things about it, that I have included few parts of my research, not entire. I will not give you the entire thing because right now we are not going into the meditation sessions. Once we start those sessions, then I will go in the depth of those things to explain it to you in the better way. Right now, I will give you the basics of it. Means I will give you the veneer or the surface level knowledge about it, so that you can just start and contemplate on those things. Like you can question and everything, because we cannot directly take everything from the book or everything whatever the people are saying or somebody mentor is giving something to us. It's our duty that we have to question it, we have to use our brain, then only we can excel on the path of growth. So same, the gym idea is also this in the similar fashion. Like he's also saying the similar thing with what I am telling you guys. Like you have to question it. The series itself, last month only I started this series. The idea was to develop our own king, own wisdom. We have to get into the stage of higher intelligence. That's the idea about these things. Like if we explore the knowledge what the book is giving to us is a good thing, but don't accept it. Like people over LinkedIn and on any social media platform, even if they read something, they accept it, or without question they that author has given authentically, no need to explore further. That's how we are limiting ourselves. That's how we are limiting ourselves, because human intelligence only excel through investigation analysis. Okay, these two are the factor. Apart from that, you have to question everything, you have to understand it in a better perspective, then only you can say that you are growing into a like genius. So that's why I instantly, when I started with this book, I thought like this guy is a genius because he was going through many failures, like uh, because you understand in the language of failure itself. So I have to tell that same the Jim thinks that there is no such thing as a failure. Like I always said that because I have gone through meditation so many times that failure word itself gone. So, in your perspective, I'm telling you that this guy has met the challenges of the life in such a way and for the so long time that he was able to, like what we can say, he was not able to come up with some solution for years and years. And then he went into that there is some solution for all those things facing. And he got the motivation from one of his friend's father, and then he started the thing to explore more how he can learn. He was having that because of some injury in the, what we can say, this is the ground background. He was telling how he started to this limitless means he encounter those things that our brain has limitless capacity, means it can accumulate a lot of things. And as we go further into this, when I bring my research, then I'm going to teach you the right methods and explore it in a wide way, how you get that memory, how you make your brain limitless, actually limitless. So I will bring all the perspectives. So where were we? So we were talking about Jim. So some brain injury he got in the, when he was young age, like when he was kid, and after that he stopped performing. And his he had that belief built inside himself through his conditioning from the schools and children's and that. So this beliefs are coming, the external factors are responsible thing. You have to identify, if you want to be a limitless, if you want to have that wisdom, if you want to have that super intelligence, so you have to stop that habit. Like whatever people are giving it to you, just cut that cord out of it. That's how you grow in grow your super intelligence level. So this guy, he was conditioned from the childhood itself, from the teachers and the kids around him, that he has a lack of knowledge, and that he believed it's himself. And then according to that he start acting. As you heard about an old story long back, there was a sheep herd by what we can say, a sheep herd which was managed by a shepherd. Okay, that right now I am giving just an example. It's a old story, but I'm giving you the example how this belief system were there. So one day a tiger cub came. So he kept, okay, he searched for his mother and nobody was there. So what he did, what he did that, okay, nobody's coming for this cub, I will take care of him. So he kept that tiger cub along with sheeps in that herd. So this conditioning happened as he was a kid. So conditioning of that cub happened that he started believing that he is also a sheep. So he started acting like a sheep, and he got mingled with them. As long he started growing and growing older and older, a time came he was looking different from the sheep, yet he behaved like what, sheep itself, without knowing that he is a lion or a tiger. So one day, thing happened that he went to the river. It's just a, what we can say, allegory, because in logically this never happens that he never went to the river or something. Just entertain this as an allegory to understand how belief work. So one day he went to the river and along with sheep, he looked into the river while drinking water. So over the surface of water, what he saw that he is looking different from the other sheep. And then he got afraid and he went back. Who was that guy? I am a sheep. Who was that guy? So after little bit overcoming of that fear, he went again and saw, okay, I am not a sheep. Then what I am? Then he roared. And then with a roar, from forest, another tiger came. So he looked at that and started observing that, okay, I look like him. So what's that? Then his belief got broken and then he became the original tiger. It's just an allegory to explain you how the belief system is putting a limit, a box container, like you are tightening yourself in that belief system that you are not a genius. That's where the problem it is. So this Jim, our genius, went to that friend's house and his father told him that that's a limiting belief, you can work out and you can become. So he went into the library and then he discovered his own methods, how he can explore his genius, how he can learn faster, and he made all those things his lifelong mission. And then he started growing and then he became a genius. Right now we know him like all the celebrities, Hollywood celebrities, all those. So he found out the methods how he can learn faster and all those things. According to that, he trained himself and become a genius. So according to Jim, also according to me, genius are not born. Some people are always genius, like they have skill from the childhood. In uh, but after practice, talent is given to everyone. Some or other talent everyone is having. We have to just identify that talent, nurture it with practice, then you become a genius with that talent or that skill. So this is how the genius are prepared, how the genius is made. So genius are not born, they are made. Everybody is given a talent. You just have to nurture it, practice it with consistency, and then you get into this stage of genius. So that's why I named this my wisdom talk as a genius decoding another genius. So we will go into the insight of this entire book, what is there in the book, and then okay, just wait for a second. Step by step, we will go into the entire book step by step. Chapter wise, we will explore, and then I have prepared separate two PPTs, like for the thinking, because Dr. Edward, this method is very famous. Six thinking hat method. So what I saw that, and after that, the Jim has given two more methods for this, like problem solving, two or three more methods for the problem solving. So what I read and I found that, okay, all these methods work, but there is one more method which I researched and found out that it's much more effective this Dr. Edwards Bono method of six thinking hats, and those all four problem methods. So I will discuss with you all those things. I was preparing PPT. I just like for that I missed it, but at the end I will prepare it and give it to you. The entire content about that research also, and these methods also. All these 4 or 5 methods. So I have prepared that. So I have prepared 3 PPT as I told you. This six thinking hat method of Edward Bono, and all those 3 to 4 problem solving method discussed by Jim, and then my own research method, which I prepared. Like I analyzed, I meditation, I gathered the information, and I got that click that this method is much more effective than all these methods. That's how I got into the research and found out this is the perfect method. Rather than using all those 3 or 4 problem solving methods, thinking methods, use this method itself and you will get everything in it. Everything I am just explaining, everything you will get in this method of research. So you just have to stick till the end and we will explore it in that way itself. Okay, guys. Okay. Thanks, Prohit. We'll continue now. So, okay, let's just go into our first slide and start the methods. So, I will explain it to you how memory and brain method works, because Jim has also those confusion, and we have to keep on researching the things. That's the current idea. Okay, we have to keep on improvising and researching the things so that we can get to the conclusion of that final truth itself. Okay, so where the Jim is, I'm not saying he's not a genius. He's a genius, but he also has left something. He has got that missing element. We have to improvise. We have to go further into the research. So, no, this is the right way. These are the methods which are truthful. We have to accept them. So I have made three PPTs with my research, two PPTs extra, and with his book, one PPT. Entire book, one PPT, and two separate research methods separated. I separated out both the research methods for thinking and for the memory and mind power. I have separated out so that you exactly know how this brain and like mind has many elements. So we'll talk here mostly about the brain, not the entire mind itself. So let's just quickly get into our session and start exploring. Okay, so we will have the prelude. Okay, before starting, there is a summarization of book itself. So we have idea about what book is saying about, and this is for everyone. This is for everyone. You have to understand this. Right into the digital age, we are into the digital age where technology is transforming everything and artificial intelligence have taken over everything. So you have to know that how you cannot let let it take control over you. Okay, don't let artificial intelligence take control over your mind. We have to use it. Okay, we have to use it. I'm not arguing that artificial intelligence is bad. I also use artificial intelligence for a lot of purposes. We have to understand that we have to keep our mind sharper ahead also, and this is for the millennial and gen z also people. Okay, you guys have to understand that we are using technology and ai. It's good. We are using it. It's good, but we have to keep our intelligence level high also. Okay, that's how we step into that growth mindset. So you let's just start. So quick prelude, I named it as quick prelude or the summarization of this entire book. So what are those four growing villains? Like Jim also think mostly in terms of this comic characters and all those things. Like I use the comic characters to pump up myself most of the times. Like I sometimes I will be like fu panda po. Sometimes I will be like anytime I will push myself with those characters. I find that character interesting. I just try to fit those dialogues and push myself. This is how I entertain and learn much more faster. Jim also uses that same technique. So that's why we have some similarities, and rest discuss further. So I'm just telling his techniques also. That's how kids also learn. You have to understand. That's the playful way of learning that works every time. That's work every time. If you have that playful way of learning, it is going to work. So what are the quick preludes? What are those four villains? Four digital villains. The first digital villains is digital, what we call a digital deluge. Means we today, because of artificial intelligence also, and the people are using social media up to so high extent that there is a flood of information everywhere. Whether you open a tv, a lot of people stop using the tv itself and all those old traditional media things. But wherever you go, from magazine to tv, from internet, from your mobile phone, everything is flooded with lot of information. So this lot of information, if you are consuming and consuming everywhere, you are consuming those informations. What happens? This is a digital deal. What we can say, villain. It's a kind of villain. You have to put barriers. Okay, you cannot put some barriers, but if you don't put some barriers, try out other methods like mindfulness meditation, and all those things to keep your brain sharper, to keep your mind healthy, everything, so that you have that capabilities of higher intelligence. this is how you can save yourself. So this is the first villain, which we call digital deluge, the unending flood of information from everywhere. You are bombarded with information, social media, TV, everywhere. So this, what this doing, this is leading towards what we can say decreasing uh, your brain capabilities. That's why. So you have to understand. I will also break some myth ahead also, like how this your brain works, how memory works, every very deep research, because it is a meditative research. You have to understand it's a meditative research. If you go practically with some instrument, you will get to same conclusion and same result. So you have to understand. Just have patience. I will show you everything. Okay. So what is the next your digital villain? The next digital villain is your distractions. Okay, this social media itself is a digital distraction. Okay, earlier there was the less social media, so less distractions were there's in the classroom everywhere, because now people have mobile in their hand and they are connected to social media. On one end, it is very good that you are getting connected to people, interaction is there, but every minute you are going to check that phone for the likes, instant gratification, for the post, for email notification, everything. So what is that? Dopamine dose. You want some out of your activity. If you are in a lecture or in a class, or if you are doing some work, you have to check your phone. You have to check that email over your computer, mobile, laptop, everywhere. So what is that? You are seeking a pleasure out of your activity. So that is, what is that? A kick of dopamine. For just for a dopamine, you are doing that. So that is what is your second villain, that is digital distraction. Now we will go to digital dementia. So because of this flood of information and your mind storing and storing and storing and storing, like every time when something comes, okay, it because that flood of information is getting inside, so your mind think everything is, now it's not important, everything is somewhere I will refer, and okay, I cannot handle this entire day, the flood of information. So what it start doing, it affects on your memory atrophy happens. Okay, so this is the third villain, like digital dementia, because so if you are having lot and lot of information entire day, it's hard for your brain to store it in the memory. I will tell you how it happens that you can store more and more things ahead. We will explore all those things, just wait for a second. Okay, so this was the third, your digital dementia, the third digital villain. Now the fourth one, that is called digital deduction. So here comes the thing. So what is that digital deduction? You are too much dependent on technology. For everything you have got apps. Information is in your hand. You just click on your mobile, you get it. Now the artificial intelligence also have inside came inside your mobile phone, laptops, everywhere. So what this technology is doing? Technology is doing that it is what it is doing, that it is this artificial intelligence is doing the work what you were doing earlier, classes, in your work, everywhere what you were doing. You were doing critical thinking, like thinking on a problems, trying to solve it. Okay, you were reasoning the things. Now this artificial intelligence is doing what? It is doing everything for you. Okay, critical thinking it is doing for you, reasoning also. If you ask some reason why this happened, it has all got all the answers. Now when you know that you have got all the answers, why you will use this critical thinking and reasoning? But and these are the two important pillars. You have to understand, these are the two important pillars for your super intelligence. Okay, I always said that do the research, data analysis, how this artificial intelligence is going to reduce your, what we can say, intelligence level. and the level of the genius you are carrying with you. Okay. So there are side effects of everything. You cannot think that everything is for you are going to have the advantages of those things. Just you have to develop. I'm not saying that stop the change. You don't allow that artificial intelligence into your life. Allow it, but keep in mind that don't go to the levels that your intelligence level is being reduced. This is for millennials and Gen Z generation also, that you have to keep checking that your intelligence is always high. For that, what you are going to do? You are going to apply mindfulness meditation. Okay, vipassana, everything is there to develop your mindset, to develop your mindfulness. Once mindfulness is developed, you will have that higher intelligence and wisdom. Okay, then you can use this technology itself. Keep reading books itself. Don't stop reading. It also increases your intelligence level. Now let's just move to the next slide. So next in the prelude, we will come to his summarization, how to become limitless. So how to become limitless, what he's saying, that for that you have to apply limitless mindset. This is your brain. So how it becomes limitless? You should have a mindset. For that mindset, what you have to do? You have to examine, excavate, and expunge those beliefs that are limiting your beliefs. Okay, if you think, "Oh, I'm not good enough," what you are doing, that is your belief, that is stopping you from being limitless. That's how you have to remove that mindset. And this there is very easy method to do it. Just start practicing mindfulness meditation, it will automatically get removed. Okay, so this limitless mindset, for that you have to expunge all those beliefs. Okay, next thing, what is the next thing? Limitless motivation. How did you get the limitless motivation? You should have a purpose and reason to carry on. That's how you get limitless motivation. Like, I have a purpose, I have a goal, so that is a force of motivation to start my day with happiness and that same enthusiasm and zeal to work on my goals, to work on myself, for my growth mindset, for my for what, for my career build. Everything is lined up for my venture. Everything, that purpose is pushing me, like pulling me. Sorry, I said pushing. It is pulling me. It is pulling me. Come, let's do it. Every day I have got that endless motivation inside of me. What, for what? I have got a purpose, I have got a goal, I have the reasons to get wake up every morning with same enthusiasm. And what's the reason behind it? That purpose and goal is driving me, pulling me. Come, we will go to that thing. Okay, and is the last thing for that limitless brain. The last thing is that limitless methods. And what are those methods for make your brain limitless? So Jim has told us these methods. Apart from that, I am telling you, use mindfulness meditation. His methods are very, I'm not, no question about it. We will add something according to our wisdom and according to our research. But this method works. Focus. You need focus. How you will bring focus? You will practice mindfulness meditation, and that's how your focus will get improved. You will get into the focus. Study, read more books. Memory enhancement. He has told many memory enhancement, which we will see later in our seminar ahead. So, memory enhancement, speed reading is another way. You can, this all are methods for your limitless brain. Okay, to make your intelligence level very higher. These are the methods. And the lastly is the thing is critical thinking. Okay, critical thinking is the last thing. So this was the prelude of the book. Now once we go into the book, okay, so going into the book, we have to look at the model itself. So he prepared a Venn diagram kind of model. Okay, this model, he I was discussing in the prelude itself, that first you need a mindset, then comes the motivation, and then that the methods. that focus, speed reading, enhancement, okay, study, everything is included in that method itself. Critical thinking, all those things. So this is the limitless method he prepared. It's a Venn diagram. You have to understand that, oh, all these things when combined, and you can see in this Venn diagram itself, in the middle it is in the intersection of all three circles. I have written implementation. Same model he prepared. I just brought into your eyes. Okay, I just focus thing what his model is saying. So what the mindset is the possibility of being limitless. Motivation, so motivation comes from purpose, and method is the process behind becoming a limitless. Okay, so let's just explore little bit in detail. I already explained all those things in the prelude itself. Digital villains. So in the second chapter, he's just discussing step by step now this preludes. Okay, we will quickly look into it. We will not go in depth, mention some points. You just note it down because I explained to you already. Okay, if you have some question, put it over what we can say in comment. I will explain it to you again and we will explore it because we have to summarize entire thing, this entire thing very quickly because it will extend to much more time. We have to shorten it, just shorten it and hit that sweet spot to learn, because if I stretch long it will get you for the boring kind of session. That thing I don't want. Okay, so just let just quickly see what this matters now, why this matters now. Digital deluge. Okay, deluge. So if your mind is not getting bored or wandered, so what this is doing, it is creating a fog. It is creating a fatigue, continuous working. Like if you are doing a continuous working with your mind, like digital deluge, what I was telling in the starting, it's going to give you a poor memory. There is a flood of information coming, whether in your office, your colleagues, your mobile, your digital presence everywhere, your TV, everything is flooding you with information. And if you are not letting your mind into the space of rest for some time in the entire day, then you are what you are doing, you are giving your mind a shock, which will lead to poor memory, overworking. Okay, if the just understand with a simple example. If machinery is continuously working and working and working, what happens? Due to heat in the mechanical, I am telling in the mechanical form, due to continuous working, heat is going to generate, and that heat is going to create what? Wear and tear in the itself. So similar concept is applicable to your brain. You have to understand, so that will lead to poor memory, mental fog and fatigue. So in your entire working day, you have to keep certain amount of break in between, 5 minute breaks, just keep it. You don't do anything at that time, not even try to think, just go for a walk, 5 minutes walk. I used to walk in the office itself for the five minutes because I know this is going to give poor memory, mental fog, etc., fatigue. So these are the things we have to keep in mind. Okay, guys. Now, multitasking. Here it is like in few intervals, if you are switching, like what happens with digital deluge. You are working on something, okay, and certainly a mobile notification, you go into that. So your attention is shifting. Okay, so this shifting, what this shifting creates, a styration or burning of fuel, oxygenated glucose, okay, which help you to stay on task. This is getting burning, okay, getting more and more burn because you're shifting your focus from here to here. Like it's kind of multitasking itself. I'm not saying that you don't do multitasking. I have also got multiple skills, but there is a certain pattern to do it. Okay, focus entire your energy on one thing for few hours, shift, and those tasks, go and jump into the next skill set. Okay, that's the way. Take a break, jump into the next skill set. Work on that for 1 2 hours. Take a break, rest, take a rest, jump into the next skill set. That's the way of doing multitasking. Okay, it's not a bad idea to do multitask. You are enhancing your skills and your intelligence level. Okay. So digital deluge. So I told you these are the two main important reason. Okay, when the flood of information is there. So digital dementia, according to neuroscientist. So he have used here neuroscientist Spitzer. Okay. So what happens? Overuse of digital technologies is affecting our cognitive abilities. It is breaking down our cognitive abilities. Okay? And overuse of digital technologies do deterioration of our short-term memory path. Okay. And my reason I have already given that comfort along with more flood leads to ruin. Proper explanation ahead, I will tell you. So what happens when you have the things in your hand itself? Okay, when you have the things in your hand itself, so what happens? uh, that comfort is generated. So don't bother itself like why should I think about those things. That comfort uh, lead you to this digital dementia. There is another reason for it. Okay, boredom and comfort is very different. You have to think. Okay, you have to understand this basic. I said that I will explain ahead also when I will explore my research, but here also I'm telling you that there is a basic difference between what we call this comfort and this what we call said mind wanders or boredom. There is a difference between all those. So you are not flexing your muscles in the comfort. You are not okay, you are just you leave your brain as it is. That's a digital dementia, causing a digital dementia. So third villain, now we are going to digital dejection. So according to Jim, I have clearly written critical thinking, problem solving and creativity are essential skill for being limitless. Okay, this is truth. I say and profess this. Critical thinking, problem solving and creativity are very important for developing that limitless brain or genius within you. Okay, that genius can be brought out only with these three things: critical thinking, problem solving and creativity. So three pointers over here: digital deduction. Okay, millennial use technology and AI to solve problem and questions. Okay, so what does it does? It does confuses people's perception. Okay, it confuses people perception, their own. They question their own intelligence. Okay, they question their own knowledge. Okay, and another thing about this technology and AI is that you become overconfident in your abilities and poor decision makers. These are three pointers you have to keep in mind. So that's why you have to, from time to time, you have to sharpen your skills parallelly. Critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity. You have to work on this three things. Even if you can't work on all three things, work on at least one. Okay. Even if you can't work on one thing itself, start using mindfulness meditation as a tool to bring genius out for that limitless brain. Okay, even if you don't use one out of these three things he told. Okay, so there is always an option. You have to keep doing. Use artificial intelligence, use technology, but use this parallelly for yourself, so that you have that higher intelligence and that genius within you present. Bring that genius out. This is how you are going to do these things. Okay, so now just go to next. digital dejection, we have finished it. Now we will move to third chapter where he's saying your limitless brain. So in this entire thing, what I have found that this statement where he say people under difficult circumstances develop resilience and become more successful. So here also, the reason over here I will explain. This is very correct. I will explain over here. And these 3 points were very important to understand from the perspective of research and how these things are working. Because until we don't understand the thing, we'll not know the reason behind why these people are more successful who have gone through difficult circumstances. Okay, what kind of resilience, how they are developing those resilience, you have to understand. And these 2 points where he has told that understanding neuroplasticity, you unlikely to create memory if you think you are not going to use ahead. Okay, means you will not create a memory. Neuroplasticity says you are not going to create a memory if you are not going to use ahead. But that's not the thing. You have to understand. Okay. I will explain it to you. I have prepared this entire slide over here. Okay. This entire slide I have prepared over here for you. Let just that topic come over there. In few minutes, we will explore how those things are working. So let's just go to the second point. Your second brain, you are not limited to one brain itself, and you have second brain, your gut. These 2 points are very wrong. Okay, this is not the truth. You have to understand these 2 points are not truth. Let's just get to next. I will explain it to you in detail, and then we will move to that slide itself. Okay, we'll stop this slide. We'll understand those slide itself. Okay, just wait for a second. Just wait for a second. Okay. We'll go to that slide. Okay, next slide. So here is the thing. So why I said that that first pointer itself is right. People are going through difficult circumstances, develop resilience, and become successful. For that reason, is mind is into a mode of flight and fight. It is pleasure. It always look for easy way, path of least resistance. Look for pleasure. Okay. So that's why when you are into the circumstances, difficult circumstances, it get into the activated mode of flight and fight mode. Okay. Flight or fight mode to that circumstances. So in that mode, due to his pleasure seeking activity, due to his nature of that flight and fight, it will try to explore all those methods, get into again into that state of pleasure, to get into the mode of growth itself, how to overcome those circumstances and gain in that stage of pleasure itself. That's how it will start to recalibrate those things, those solution itself. It will present it to you that this is the way I will get out of this circumstance. That means it is trying to flight or fight. It will fight that circumstance, even that it will give you the solution. This is the solution, we will fight it and get out of it. Will okay, we will dodge it and we will get to that stage again. That's how those people are going to develop, because they get more solution, they work on those solution. One, if one solution doesn't work in that circumstances, mind will calculate another solution. It will work on those solutions to get into that stage. That's how these people develop resilience, because mind then become like capable. It will fight, it will get into that circumstance to find that solution easily, rapidly. That's how the resilience is developed, because of this entire working of your brain, fight and flight mode. Okay, now going into the understanding of neuroplasticity. So what here it is said that you are unlikely to create a memory if you think you are not going to use ahead. Okay, what I said, this is a comes myth over here. Okay, I will explain it to you why there's a myth. And second thing is that Jim is saying with scientific proof that you are not limited to one brain itself. You have second brain in your gut. Okay, you have second brain in your gut itself. So okay, we'll get into those things. So let me go into that misconception of your neuroplasticity. And this, first of all, I will give you the reason. If you go into the book itself, there also Dr. Joseph Murphy, the power of your subconscious mind. He said that your subconscious mind is in solar plexus. Now Jim is saying that you have that brain in your gut itself. Okay, that means it's a part of a mind which is in your gut itself. So how many brain you have got? One is in your gut, one is in your solar plexus, okay, one is in your head itself. So all this thing. So these are the misconception. I can clearly say these are the misconception. Once you do the meditation, you know the truth about it. I am saving that entire research. I will explain to you only the things which are necessary for your memory. Okay, the things which are necessary for your memory and learning and our brain, I will tell, not the entire research about this gut brain and this subconscious mind. I will not going to give, because I am saving that research work for the activity when I get into the stage, and I have to face that fake spiritual gurus. Those, not these people, these are people on the scientific research, which people scientists have proven from their perspective. Okay, for I have no issues with these people. I have issues with those people, though those are telling fake spiritual gurus. Okay, so that's why I'm saving that research work. I'm clearly, frankly telling you, but I will explain it to you with this example why this gut brain and this solar plexus subconscious mind are wrong. Okay, and third thing, neuroplasticity. So let's just get into that slide which I prepared for this, especially for this topic. Okay. Uh, so we will stop sharing. Just wait a second. I will stop sharing here, and we will get into the next slide. This is our slide, guys. I will give this PDF to you. How mind works for memory retention. How mind works for memory and retention. Okay. This is the slide I prepared for you. I will share it very detail. I not written anything. I have written gym point right now. But when I will share, I will give you the entire perspective to understand it, so that you can keep this note and understand whenever you refer this notes. Okay, that this was the truth behind these things. So first point, we will go into the gym. First point, understanding through gym quick lens. Okay, he says that the things that get stored through filter by part of brain known as RAS, activation system. There is a filter over there. So that filter decide what should be memorized, what should be kept in brain, and what should be left. Okay, so this all are the myth. These all things are the myth over here. Okay, and so for that we have to understand this, how this memory is getting created and how you are going to use it. So for this we have to understand. So what he is saying, that you have to ask dominant questions. You have to ask dominant question. That's how you are going to prepare those memories. Okay, that's how you are going to prepare those memory. If you ask those questions, because neuroplasticity research he has given, you are unlikely to create a memory if you think you are not going to use it. So prepare those question, dominant question, and then that's how you will retain those memory. How can I use this before starting of learning or reading something? How can I use this? Why must I use this? When I will use this? These three things he is telling you. Let's just explore this myth with my research over here. So, how this reasoning, what are the reason for memory and memory cycle? My detailed research now. To my detailed research. How this memory is getting created and everything. Okay. So very first point I am going to tell. First point, how your memory is working, how your brain is working. That filter, how filter he was telling you na in the first point itself. Reticular activating RAS, how this RAS is working. Okay. So how this RAS is working over here, and how this filter is working. So when you get into this phase, let's just explore, because I have to give you some example. We will get to this neuroplasticity understanding better in the way of example. I know it through meditation itself. Okay. But I will explain it to you in the simple language, because you are going to understand with the example itself what I am going to explain. So how many of you is in the circle of your children's or any kid around you with, or have you observed any kid around you? You say that mind or your brain work very faster at the age of that kid. He has got maximum capacity to memorize, learn everything. He's so quick. He learns very fast. He has got more vocabulary. Everything is very high at that period. Okay. So from that kid itself, I will explain it to you how your memory right now how it's working. And I will explain all those myths behind it. So how this filter is working. This filter is working in the way of summarization. Same artificial intelligence is also working in similar concept. You have to understand. So your brain is working in the summarization context. Summarization context. If you go to that kid from that his birth till age of 5, how that things are working, summarization. Okay, he is summarizing the things. So whenever you ask that kid, when he is grown up, 10 years, 15 years, an adult, youngster, any teenage, an old age person, what part of life do you don't remember? He will say that from age 1 to 5 years, I don't remember anything. What has happened at that time to your brain? It has summarized that entire knowledge. Whatever thing was necessary, it has summarized those things. That's why we say that till 5 year of age, we are into the drunken state. We don't remember anything. We don't remember anything. But right now, that is not the thing. If you meditate, you will know these things. That those are the things stored in certain part of your hard drive or hard disk. Right now I'm giving you hard disk. And with mindfulness, as grow your mindfulness grows and grows and grows, you will realize that you are not into the drunken state. Just your mind kept that summarization part for itself, and rest of has been thrown into recycle bin. Rest of the things has been thrown into the recycle bin. But when you reach to that stage, you will get to know that okay, that was kept in the recycle bin, it's still present over there. So just mind thought that it's not necessary, so it has kept in the form of summarization. Even we are native, like from the childhood we are learning the Hindi language itself. Okay, I'm telling you, like our mother tongue is Marathi itself. Okay. So all these languages, if you ask, like in English, we have got 26 alphabet, we remember it. But if you ask us the word mala, the alphabets of Hindi itself, there are 52. In Pali, there are around 40. Okay. If you ask it, we don't remember, but we can form that words. Okay. Of that Pali words, we understand, we can form it. Of that Hindi, we can form that word, we can write it. But if you ask that main material, that 52 alphabet, we don't remember. Why this is happening? Because mind has summarized the things which is required for it. So this is a myth. This is a myth which I was telling you. Why I put a cross over that. You are unlikely to create a memory if you are not going to use a head. So now you understand why this is a myth, because your mind is summarizing those things. So it will, if you read a book, it will summarize that entire 1,000 page. It will summarize the things. Okay, this is the crux of this book. I will remember this thing only. Okay, and that's why if you read only summary of the book, you think you are a smart. Okay, I know my mind work in the summarization factor. I will go and read the summary of the book. I don't need to read that all those 1,000 pages. Then you are again mistaking, because your mind is working in the summarization phase. You thought that I will read those 2 pages which gives me the entire crux of the book. That's it, I have known the entire knowledge of the book. Now that your mind is working the summarization phase, it will try to summarize that 2 pages itself into more smaller things, just 2 3 pointers. That's how it's working right now. So this was the first part. I'm telling you, this is the just the first part of your memory and how your brain is working. This is just the first part. Now I will give you another research about this thing. You, if you have done the correct mindfulness meditation, you will also come to same conclusion, or otherwise use your apparatus, use your artificial intelligence, AI things. It will help you to get into the same truth what I am telling you guys. So next thing, how your mind is working right now. This was the first part. Your mind and your brain, how is working. It is going to summarize and things. So at that stage of that 1 to 5 year, uh, you develop the language just looking at the body language of your parents and everything, people around you, what that language. Anybody told you that alphabet exists? No, you just keeping that vocabulary in and in and in, and you try to form the sentences, and that's how you learn. Without book itself, there were no books at that time. So mind summarized and started speaking those language itself. So this is how the first thing, how that works. Now the second part, how this memory cycle works. First, this is the first part of the memory cycle, summarization. Your artificial intelligence is also doing same thing, summarization. First part of the thing is done. How this brain is working for the memory, this part is done. Now the next thing, what mostly your memory consisting of, what the crucial part of your memory. That's why the teacher is necessary. Now you will understand why that are more than that artificial. You need a physical teacher over there, a mentor over there in your classroom, in your seminars, in your webinar. Why these people are important, now you will realize, other than artificial intelligence. So why these people are needed? Because the next part after the summarization comes the human experience. Your mind remembers, your memory is mainly after summarization is human experience. Okay, whatever pleasure experience you remember, okay, you will say I remember those things which are pleasurable experience. No, that is the second part. Entire human experience you are going to remember. Your memory is going to store those things first. Even before this summarization, before this summarization, human experience precedes. Okay, this human experience precedes the summarization part also. Okay, this body language, this touch, sensibility, what all those things which are you experiencing. Okay, that your mind is going to keep in your memory because it is going to utilize this was the superseding thing before the memorization, that is human experience. Human experience summarization. Now comes the third part, how your memory and mind remembers. The third part is the shocks, that shocks which are coming into your life in the form of a failure, in the form of what your grief, somebody died, you remember every incidents of those things that are the shock mind, that shock your mind, your memory is going to remember. You remember the time you are struggling and nobody is helping you. Why you remember those things? That are the shock. You are in the state of a pleasure, and certainly things change. Your friends are gone, your family is gone, you're not having money. You are now, you have that memory, because your memory is training your mind that if certain thing come ahead, I will use this experience. Okay, I will prepare myself. Not every, so it stores. So this is the third part. What I told you, first part is human experience, second is shock, third part you already know, summarization, which I told you from 1 to 5 years, that kid is doing the same thing. He is like a dope. He don't remember his childhood, but he has summarized all those knowledge he has assembled. So this is the third. Now the fourth now comes what your memory is consisting of. Okay, that is storytelling. Your mind remembers in form of stories. Okay, that is the fourth part of your memory. You are going to sustain all those things which are in the form of memory. Okay, human experience. Next thing what I told you is shocks. Third is now stories. And fourth is examples. If why people remember science more through examples. This is how your learning curve will improve. This is how your memory is going to improve. Okay, so you have to remember these points. These are the things how your mind remember, and that's how it utilizes those things. It is stored somewhere, and certainly when the situation comes, your mind pick up that memory and bring it to yourself, and you will get shocked. How can I remember that thing? Certainly it pops up into your mind. Why? Your mind is not that neuroplasticity they have given the example na, unlikely to create a memory. Okay, unlikely to create a memory. If your mind thinks it is not important, that's not the thing is that mind is keeping segregate two things. Okay, summarization part, this part is other. There is a segmented part of human experience, storytelling, shocks, and what we call examples. So this summarization part, these are the parts of human experience, storytelling, what I said you, another thing, examples, and what was the fourth point? Shocks. And third, the last part, which you say, I don't remember, I was doped entire my childhood. That was not the thing. That is kept in the recycle part. Once you reach to the higher stages of meditation, that recycle part will also come out of it. Okay, that was the thing I was doing, those stupidity running on the streets when I was 5-year-old kid. So mind have all those capacity. It is keeping all those things. Just as it needs, it will pop out the thing. Okay, right now I need this arrow to fire on my situation. So it will bring that arrow and fire it out. So you have to understand. Now you understand why what my research is about. Your memory, that your memory cycle, that this cycle, how this memory cycle is working. So if you want to go into that stage of super intelligence, if you want to access those kind of things, your memory, sharpening your memories, so you have to remove this big myth of understanding neuroplasticity. You have to understand that there are three compartments in your brain. First is the summarization part, second is the human experiences part, where storytelling, examples, human experience shocks are stored, and third part is the recycle. Nothing is going out of your brain, but certainly at certain point after mindfulness meditation, you reach to certain stage, you will realize that these are the three compartment over there. So this was the part of my research which I told you. Now let's get into the second myth which he was telling, your second brain. Okay, he was telling you that there is your second brain, because when you as an embryo, or what we can say, in your mother's womb, so you were umbilical cord, you are attached to that umbilical cord that feeds you whatever the things you required for your growth to become a kid or a child in your mother's womb, that is fed through that umbilical cord to you. So I will give you the example to break this myth also, that he's telling that neuroscientists are thinking that you get all those things, dopamine, serotonin, everything over there. Okay. Everything you are getting over there. That's why all neurotransmitter are there. That's why there is a brain in your gut itself. This example will give you a clear idea about it. Okay, guys. This example will give you the clear idea. So what's that idea? If a river is flowing through a mountain full of gold, okay, now you understand the example itself. Every picture is clear to you. Okay, water is falling from that mountain of gold, flowing and going to the plains. Now, when somebody on that river, on that water plane, which is on the plains, that water, he goes to that water and checks, take out the filter and checks. He found the what we say, remnants of the gold itself, little pieces of, because that water washed away some of the gold from it itself. Now you're finding that gold in the water on the plains. So you will say that, okay, that river is also a gold river. No, right now that is not the truth. That is the partial truth. It is carrying the gold in it, but that is not the right thing to understand that your gut is also having a brain. No, my dear friend, you have to understand with this example. I have saved those points for later examination. Okay, I told you I will not disclose my entire research, but this example itself is sufficient to you for you to understand those things. Okay, so if the river is carrying a part of gold, that doesn't mean exist over there. Okay, so this is the thing. So another point of, if you have read that Dr. Joseph Murphy book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, there also you have got the clear cut idea when he was telling you that solar plexus, there your subconscious mind is residing. Now you understand. How can you be giving you a three different definitions of a brain or your mind itself? Either you have some confusion, or either you are seeing a partial truth. I'm not saying that uh, gut is not having a brain. You are getting the traces of those neurotransmitter. You are getting those neurons over there in your gut, because you were fed through that river of umbilical cord, and you grow into embryo, and that child is formed out of there. So definitely you will going to have those things in your, like, part which was connected. Okay, you are going to get those traces over there. So this gives you the clear picture why I was telling about my research itself. Okay, so now we are clear. Let's just move ahead, because we have already passed. Okay, this things are over now. Let's just, I will share every PPT with you, don't worry. Okay, this is over now. Now let's just get back. Mm, this one, presentation, quick presentation. Okay, we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. Okay. How to read any book? I already what I said. I already told you the entire memory cycle, how it works. Okay. I have already explained it to you in great depth about my research, how you are going to use your brain, everything. So now just we'll explore the gym idea, because now I understand that you know how this memory thing will work, how you will sharpen your memory, how everything is going to work in your favors. So I will review this graphical curve also, just for the sake, so that you have understanding. This is not entirely wrong. I'm not saying that it is entirely wrong, but certainly I will relate that comfort point over there. Okay, that in the starting itself, when we were telling that comfort part itself, that is also one of the reason. So when you are into the forget curve, how this forget curve is, see that time is defined in this forget curve. Time is already defined. Now your mind is prepared. Okay, this lecture is 1 hour. Okay, this lecture is this mentorship program is for 1 hour. This webinar is for 1 hour. So now your mind is very prepared. At the beginning itself, you have freshness of that mind. That energy is there. Okay. So the first time you have very good thing, fresh mind. So you will access all those things. Okay, in the middle part of this, in the middle part, your mind slip into the stage of comfort. Okay, there is one more hour. Okay, let's just skip those things. Okay, and the last part, what happens in the last part? It comes into the part of the urgency. You have to understand. So this is the actual cycle over happening over here. In the first part of the lecture, you are in the freshness, beginner's mind. Middle part, you are in the comfort zone. That's why I was telling you in the starting itself that comfort is going to give you what I said here. Let's just go back and recall that point. Okay, here. mm, Here. Arre, where is that point? Ha, digital dementia. What is giving you digital dementia? From this forget curve itself, I have explained it to you that comfort is the reason. Now your mind is in the comfort in the middle phase. Okay, so another reason, this is a average, means sample population is taken for this forget curve to prepare. Okay, guys, you have to understand from the other perspective of your brain. Like I always give that example of badminton, where that some people will collect that smash at the net itself. Some will seek a distance, a foot distance away, reflect that smash to the opponent, and some will take near the body that smash. So the same brain is working in the same way. So in this sample population, they have prepared this forget curve out of the average. Some people start slow. So in the starting phase, for the some people, they will not able to collect that information. Even in the they have to, like, to get that into the acceleration phase, they have to take some time. So for the some people, this graph will be different. Okay, this different. They will have the highest retention time in the middle. Okay, highest retention time, because that's how the mind is working. Some pick early, some pick late, and some pick very late. So this graph is prepared on the basis of the average. This graph is prepared on the basis of the sample population. You have to understand. So that's the reason about this forget curve itself. Let's just go to the gym method. Okay, gym method. How to read and remember any book. How to remember any book. Okay, and for the learning itself, I explore told you that memory cycle and everything. Okay, you can use that memory cycle That research part is truth, because I got those things from the meditation itself. So that's the best way to remember anything. Now he's telling how to remember, read and remember everything. Now we will get back into our research once again, once I explain you the method of the gym. So F is for forget. Approach everything with beginner's mind. That I don't know anything. I will listen first. Then I will summarize, estimate everything I will do with it. So forget. F is for the forget. Forget everything what you ever know. Come with your mind. That's how you learn faster. Next is A for the act. Traditional education has trained many people that learning is a passive experience. But that's not the truth. They are going to give the assignment in the traditional way. So how can that be passive? It's now active. But I will give you the right method for the learning. Okay, when how this how, because this was the question asked by Stephen of flight story, I think, that their students, the entire population of England, of the boys is not able to. So for that problem, this method we will use. What I am telling you, how the maximum people will be retained, how this maximum people will be retained in the classroom, how we are going to increase their learning curves, because they are telling that an unemployment rate is getting increased, that their entire research part, they are telling that these boys are more into the drug stuffs, pornography, etc., and they are not interested in learning. And basically, the people from the poor families. So, how to get into that? Bring them into the involvement of reading. How to get into that? Them into the stage of the learning. How your classroom will be helpful. Everything we will explore in this phase only, and I will give that PPTs to them also, so that they can apply these things. So let's just quickly explore the gym method. So F is for the faster, that is forget everything, sit with a beginner's mind, and that's how you will retain everything. Okay, read and remember everything. What is the next? A is for the act. Human learn more by creation rather than consumption. That is the reasoning. Okay, so when you act on it, when you take the notes, when you take the notes of the things, okay, so while taking the notes of this webinar or the lecture or everything, you are going into the portion of acting on it. But that's not the thing. You are because if you are trying to note down the thing, certainly you are going to leave some part of the lecture. You are getting into the distraction. I'm not saying that, but we will improvise. How we will improvise, you have to understand. Just we will go to the step by step process, and I will tell you. So here you are taking notes. Okay, this was the second thing. How you can make your classroom more interactive and include people into the phase of the learning. That's I am going to explain it to you right now. Okay, this is for the people of the for the Steven, like flight story people. They want the solution for end boys, that they are not learning. So we will apply these things over here. Now the third part, he's telling that S is for the state management. All learning dependent on the state management. State dependent. If you are curious, if you are fascinated, if you are having joy, then you are going to learn more things. That is behind the reason of management. That state is pushing you to learn more things. That's he's also right. But I will add here one more thing, that urgency. If you have got the urgency, then also you are going to learn very faster. You are going to remember everything. That urgency is, like I tell you, shock in the memory part of the research. Similar is the urgency. So for this, I am giving you the example. Students, just before the example, for the example, I am giving you. Student, just before the examination part, 1 hour before the examination part, they are revising the things. And the things they have revised in that 1 hour, do this experiment. I am telling you, do this experiment, research work over there. You will find the same conclusion. Okay, so in that 1 hour part, whatever that student is reading, give them those question in the question paper. Okay, and same thing, give them the question which he has read through his entire semester or entire day itself. Don't go into the semester, don't go into the quarterly or the entire day what he has read. Just ask him that you have read this chapters. Okay, I have read 3 chapters. Good. We'll now see. You just put some 10 question over him, what he has read on that entire day, and just put 10 question what he has read in that 1 hour before just examination. You will see that is difference. That urgency has created for the more what memory. I'm just giving you a example of it. There are many ways to test this example, but right now I got click this example for the urgency. But that urgency is making you remember more things. Like people, even here the toughest example is of UPSC and all those things. So there are many people who have cracked UPSC, the toughest exam there in India. So how they crack it in 3 months, 6 months? Because there is an urgency over there. They complete that entire syllabus in that set itself. Some people prepare it for 2 years, some people prepare it for 1 year, some 10 years. But this 6 month guy is performing better than them. How? This is the reason behind that clearance of that exam. Urgency have created. If that urgency is created in your mind for the 6 month, 3 month, you are going to perform far more better in your memory, far more better than those who are doing it for the 2 or 10 years. That urgency factor over there. Okay. And fourth thing he's telling is T is for the teach. If you are learning from the perspective of teaching someone else, then you are going to remember those things. Okay. And E is for the enter. You have to make a calendar. Best way is to make a calendar, enter the date that this is the schedule I am going to do daily reading. This is the schedule I am going to learn everything. This is the time for the personal growth. Make a calendar schedule for yourself. And R is for the review. From time to time, go and review that information. Now you know how your memory is, as I told you over there. Now you know the Jim's method of faster. Now let's just explore how we will use everything in the class to get the better result. How you will use everything in the class to get higher intelligence out of those people who are not able to learn, who are not able to cope up with the things. So first of the thing, keep in mind, if you are using artificial intelligence, you are killing the human experience. Even able to make the what session interact. That session is interactive. Okay, that session is interactive. You are going to remember because of that session is interactive, but not for the longer time. Okay, so as I told you, that memory works in the theme of what we call as summarization. Okay, you have watched that movie, it was entertaining for you, but if somebody you what happened in the movie after 10 years also, your mind has summarized, this was the story, that's it, this is the movie. The summarization part worked over there. So similar thing over here. So how you can, so you are bringing that interactive through that intelligence. You are using technological tools in the classroom, that's good and better, but you have to bring that human experience in that classroom, in that webinar, because that human experience will help them learn more. Now the next part come over here. They have prepared the algorithm also for this, that is called teaching learning based algorithm, TLBO. We teaching learning based optimization algorithm we call it as. So how this teaching happens traditionally also, now you have to bring this thing concept over here. So I'm telling you everything over here just to understand it in a better way, how you can implement those things and make that thing happen and all those things. So once the teacher is giving you human experience by explaining in you in the way of storytelling, in the way of human experience, because he's speaking and explaining, bring that interactivity through technology and artificial intelligence. You have brought everything. That's how you bringing the whole interaction. Now the people, you have to tell your class, you have to tell your class that keep making the notes. Okay, once that topic is over, now that topic is over, good guys, they have put that for the act a, that part a is for the act they have put. Now comes the next part. You have given lecture, that a part is done because they have taken notes. Now what you have to do, what I said, that you have to make active. So two people are sitting over one bench. He has taken separate note, he's taken separate note, both have taken separate notes. Now tell them, just exchange their notebooks, exchange their notebooks, and tell that other guy, go through that entire notebook, what you have gained through that lecture, check those points whether he has mentioned over that. If he has not mentioned, write those points, what you know about that lecture, what I have told you that lecture, you have understood. Just mention in his note that you have missed this point, you have missed this point. So he mentioned those points. There, here you missed, here you missed. And similar thing, his friend is going to do that. That you have missed here, you have missed here. Now this part is done. So what you have got, interactivity. That's how learning happens. Teacher explains one thing, and then you interact with each other, because sometimes, because you're at ace when you are interacting with your friends and you understand things in better way. Okay, so that interaction is happening. You have taken note, you have acted. First part of it. Second part is that give that notebook to your friend. He will write what he know about that lecture. He will write that, guy, friend, this point is right. You have correctly noted, but this is the thing you have missed. Correct it. Okay. What you gain through the lecture, next part comes. You tell, his friend will tell that you have missed that part. This is my understanding about lecture. What is your understanding? Your that friend will tell, this is my understanding about the lecture, and these are the points you have missed. That's how interactive learning happens. That's how maximum, what we can say, information is retained, and you have that memory cycle. I have told you, human experience. Next thing is shocks. Third part is storytelling. Fourth is examples. These are the way your mind. And fifth part is the summarization. These all things how you will use in your classroom, and that's how your boys are going to excel in the classroom. They will retain more information. They will develop that habit, develop that curiosity to learn. If you are not giving people time to interact within your lectures, then you are to retain those people in the classroom itself. So within 15 minutes or 20 minutes, give them the exercise. Okay, you have noted down? Good. Now, next table, give your notebook. That guy, he will note down all those points, what he remembers from the lecture, and write it down. And you will take his notebook and write it down, what you remember from the lecture. Now you go and both explain it to each other, what you understand about the lectures. That's how you bring the interactivity to. That's the solution which you are looking, that your boys are not learning. I will give another solutions how those bad habits can be removed. And you have to bring mindfulness meditation. That's essential part of your life. That's how your super intelligence will develop. That's how you will get wisdom. That's how you become genius. So these are the ways. So these are the ways you can do. You definitely you apply Jim's method faster, but these are also. I'm getting tired. I'm exhausted. Oh, 1.5 hour I'm speaking. So let's just get to the second part. That is limitless mindset. That the what part, part two of the book. That limitless mindset. We'll quickly now. We will go quickly, guys. Okay, because we have to reach that part of the research part, six thinking habits, my research advert part. So the spell of belief system. So limiting belief are the restriction to your superpower. Example, Roger Bannister. This is the famous example everywhere used here, because people at the time have a belief that no one can run a mile in a 4 or 5 minutes, 4 minutes. So Roger Bannister took that challenge that it's your belief. So if you want to be a less, if you want super intelligence, you have to leave that belief in that dustbin. Roger Bannister broke that record, and after that, many belief got broken. Thousands of people have crossed that 4 minute a mile record. So that's why people remember Roger Bannister. He challenged people belief and broken their beliefs. So iceberg belief. This is a doctor who has written a book. So he explains. So this doctor name, I don't remember his name actually, uh, but I will tell you. So iceberg belief. He says that your belief lie beneath the surface. These beliefs are deeply rooted in your subconscious mind, and they are so powerful and fueling your emotions that it is havoc. People are so blind in belief. Similarly, for the religious belief, they are so blind that they have shut down those shutters of your human intelligence itself. They are accepting all those things. So you have to break belief if you want higher intelligence. I have used that. No, I have no problem with religions. I am just telling you guys because that was the best example for me. Don't take it otherwise that I am offending because I am atheist. That's why I'm telling you the religion. I'm not telling you anything, guys. You have to understand clearly that was the best example I can tell you because people are blind in belief. First of the belief in the religion itself. So that thing is keeping you in the what we can say limits. So you have to break all those limits to bring that super intelligence. And there is a genius. So Jim tells that there are four kind of genius, and out of those four you have to identify which kind of genius you are. First is a dynamo genius. These are the dynamo genius are the people who explores create their genius through creativity and ideas, like Galileo is a dynamo. Shakespeare is a dynamo genius. He's expressing his genius through creativity. Next is the blaze genius. These are the genius who show their intelligence level with the help of interaction with other people, like Oprah Winfrey. He always bring people to his Oprah Winfrey bring people to her show, and with interaction she shows how intelligent she is. She asks questions, she explores the mind in different ways. That's how the things are. They are called blaze genius according to Jim. Then comes the tempo genius. Who are these tempo genius? They have a ability to see the big vision, like Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, he saw the big picture that our nation can be free, that we can remove racism, and we work together to bring our nation to the top. Okay, that we can fight for the independence, everything. So that was his vision. For longer duration, he saw things. He saw the big picture of his country. And last one is the steel genius. They sweat on small stuff, detailed. They are very detailed oriented. You can see these people in the forensic fields, detective people. I call them as the genius of one kind, steel genius. They are too much concerned about little things.
Okay, the people who are who try to design the notes, or the people who are going into the details of the art form, they are all what we call steel genius, like Billy Bean of Moneyball. He saw the in the game itself little details. That's why he is a steel genius. Now we have seen types of geniuses. Okay, and now we will go into reframing our limit belief. So, how to reframe limiting beliefs? So, there are three keys to do this. So, let's just see. Key number one, limiting belief. What beliefs you are storing? Write down it in a paper that these are the beliefs, these are the things you believe in. Now, go and check the facts about it. Check the people story, whether some people this entire world, or even you can ask about your artificial intelligence, Grok AI, Chat GPT, Gemini, everything. They know everything. Okay, just go to them, ask that I have so and so belief. Tell me the facts about it. Especially this Grok AI is doing like this, breaking the belief of the people, blind belief of people, especially in India. This guy is very genius. He brought the AI as a truth machine, fact checker. So go and check the fact whether your belief somebody has broken already or not. Check for the stories and the examples. You will know that okay, this belief is limiting me. This is not the truth behind it. So I should remove it. Now, once you know the fact, create new belief. Once you know the fact, okay, this is broken. That means my belief is not truth. Once not, it is not truth, so I will create new belief about it, that it can be broken, and I will put every effort. And that's how uh, you have to remember about the belief. Uh, Along with the belief, new belief you are creating, positive emotion broaden your sense of possibilities, and your mind become limitless. So you get optimism and positivity about everything. That's how you break this belief and become limitless. Positive thinking is very important part. Positive emotions, because it opens diverse perspective about things. Let's just get into the next slide. Now comes the next chapter, which is about lies of learning. Seven lies of, guys. Let me take 5 minutes of break. I will drink water and come back. Okay, just 5 minutes. Let me drink water and come back to you. We'll continue from here, and we will go into the directly go into the research part of it. Okay, no, not more slides are left. 10 to 12 slides. We have to finish it. Okay, just 5 minutes. You can take also break for 5 minutes.
Okay, guys, let's just start. Now I am fresh. I drink water. Drank, past tense. Okay, so where were we? We are going to explore chapter 6, that is Seven Lies of Learning. So he is very correct about it. He's all these things, the lies also are kind of a belief. So that's why in the what we can say in the flow he has written this book. Everybody write in a flow itself. So that's why after limiting belief, so these seven lies are also limiting beliefs. So what is the lie number one? Intelligence. Okay, but that's not the truth. Okay, there is fixed mindset. You have to understand. Your mind is always growing. Okay, the more information you go, the more you flex your brain. It is going into the stages of higher intelligence. But if you are having a lie, believed in the lie that intelligence is fixed, that okay, this was my intelligence since childhood and it will remain till my old age. Completely wrong about it, guys. Completely. That's called fixed mindset. That is not growth mindset. So you have to infuse a new belief in you that intelligence is fluid. What is new belief? Intelligence is fluid. It will expand according to your needs. It will expand, guys. That was the lie number one. So let's just lie number two. We only use 10% of your brain, and mostly responsible for this is the Lucy movie, where Morgan Freeman tells that we only use 10% of our brain. That's a myth, guys. That's a lie number two itself. We use our brain 100%, but there the difference is that you think that some people are intelligent, you some are middle and average. The reason is that some people know how to better use it. That's only the difference, how to better use it. So you have to prepare now. Next belief, what is that? So this was they have done the experimentation itself over a mice or rat. Okay, so the this doctor Carl has done removed the cerebral cortex of the rat. Still, he was able to perform certain kind of brain function with the help of a mind or brain, certain kind of functions. So that's how he got that this is a lie that we only use 10% of our brain. So this was the second lie. Now let's get into the third lie. What is the lie? Mistakes are failure. Okay, this part I have also pasted few days back in our LinkedIn, that there is no such thing as failure. I always repeat it from the, there is no such thing as failure, guys. Children also don't know about failure. You have to understand how many times I have said that there is no such thing as failure. That kid who start to walk itself, he know about the failure? No, he don't know about the failure. That's why he is able to walk. He first crawl and then he start to stand dangling and like this. Then he do the Frankenstein walk. Mm-hmm. And then he start to walk smoothly. How? He fall hundreds of times. Why? You have to understand this, that there is no such thing as failure. And mistakes, what are that? Mistakes are failure? No, mistakes are not failure. Nobody remembers Einstein mistakes. Yeah, he was done lot of careless mistakes in math, science, everything throughout his. But what people remembers him for his contribution, guys. People remember him for his contributions. So why do you fear to make mistakes? Mistakes ahead becomes experience. Why this old people, have you seen that old people always say don't do this, don't do that? Why? They realize through their mistakes that I have done the thing, my friend has done the same thing. They have mistaken and they have took the that kind of life now. So mistakes are the part of experience. Don't take it as a failure. Until you take mistake failure, you are not going to get anything out of life.
So there is no such thing as failure. One thing, are part of experience. You have to understand mistakes are not failure. They are part of experience. Okay, this is the lie number 3 gone. Now knowledge is power. You wherever you go, people will say knowledge is that is lie. Knowledge has potential to be powerful only when applied or action. That's why it's just like a water. Water kept in a container for longer time, what does it do? It gets stagnated. Similar is the knowledge. You have to make it into the flow. If you keep that water in the flow, it will never get stagnated. That's why action is important. Similar for the knowledge also is right. Knowledge gets stagnated and that it is gone. For that, you have to keep in mind that knowledge is only powerful. It has the potential to be powerful only when it is applied is in action. Now lie number 5, learning new thing is difficult. This is very wrong, guys. If you have got interest, you will learn those things. Everybody is immature. Go to that classes of guitar itself. That's a skill over there. People go and first strum the strings for a few months and then they improve. That difficulty level get decreased with practice. So you learn anything. Best example are the instrument. I have given guitar, piano, everything. Nobody knows anything about music at the first. They go and start punching those button on the pianos, tick, tick, tick. They start strumming the string. And with time and time, they develop that skill. So learning new things is not difficult at all. It's not difficult. Okay. You have to maintain that consistency and challenge yourself to learn every day new things. That's how it become fun, easier and enjoyable. So you have to leave this lie. Now what's next lie? Criticism of other people matter. That's a lie. Nothing matters. You have to believe it's not people responsibility to like you, love you or respect you. It's your. You have to respect yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to like yourself. That's your responsibility, guys. That's your responsibility. So, criticism, negativity, naysayers doesn't matter in your life. Throw them out of your life. First thing, you have to understand this thing. Now, let's get to the last lie, that is lie number 7, genius are born. No, genius are formed with the practice. And in this, Jim has given very beautiful example of a magician. King thought, looking at the magician doing his tricks, that he is a genius. He declared in the entire what his hall that that magician is a genius. And nearby standing commander in chief of his army said that he's not a genius. It's just a matter of a practice. So he thrown him into the dungeons with 2 pigs. And he what that commander in chief did. He started running with that 2 small piglets every day till the gate. And so in the meantime, he developed that skill. Holding that pig, he can run till the gates. And one day the king went back and saw, he declared in the hall that he is a genius. He has then also that commander in chief repeated the same. Genius are not born, they are prepared. As I told you in the starting itself, everybody is born with some talent, guys. You have to nurture that talent through consistently putting efforts, and then how that's how you became a genius in that field, and then you are called a genius. Everybody has genius in themselves. So you have to remember these things. Okay, guys, let's just get to the second part, limitless motivation, the why. So motivation is very necessary. So how you get that endless motivation? You have to tie yourself with a purpose. You have to multiply with energy and take small, simple steps. That's how your motivation is going to stay for a longer duration. That's how your motivation is going to stay for a longer. Let's just get into the things. First of all, purpose. For purpose, how you will get into the purpose. Just wait for a second, guys. एनर्जी संपली है माझी काम करून थोडंसं वाचलं अर्धा घंटा वाचलं थोडी एनर्जी पाहिजेच आता एक खजूर आणून दे ना इसी थोड़ा सा रोक दिया वाकई में टायर्ड हो रहा है ये चीज ना अरब्स लोग इसी को खा के खिलाते हैं खजूर को एनर्जी एनर्जी के लिए Here, Crystal. So let's just get into the purpose. So how you will find that purpose? So you have to just define the SMART goals. Okay, guys, you have to just define the SMART goals. It's the best way or also you can use the Ikigai method to find the purpose of your life, as the Ikigai method tells you. Okay, the things you love, the skills you are good at, what people can pay. Other two factors are not important over there. People, world need everything. So that two factor itself is important. What skill you have and what you love. That's how you define your goal and purpose. And this is also the another way, that is SMART goals. So S is for specific. Your goal should be well defined. You have to decide something for certain level of time. That's called the goal. Okay, I will do this thing in this time period. That is how you define a goal. As for specific, well defined. Objectivity, your mission, vision, everything. Okay, like I decided that I will start a venture about problem solving, helping people, everything. Okay, so that's how you decide the things. So as for specific goal, you decided some goal. Okay, I will do this thing. M is for the measurable. You should that know that your goal should be measurable. You can measure it. Okay, okay, this is the achievable things. This is the measure of it. A is for the actionable. Develop action steps to achieve your goals. What action you are going to take to achieve that goal? So you have clear those action. Like I have said that in 20 years I am going to reach the ultimate truth. Okay, and I will end this entire blind belief of religion, and I will show the people in front. That is my final goal. That this is the truth, and science is the truth. Science is exploring and seeking the truth. They discard whatever the belief they have, and they research and find this is now the truth. Okay, now after some time they find that okay, this is discarded, now this is the truth.
So they are stepping up and up and up, seeking the truth. That's why I love science. Why? Because it is same the thing I'm doing. Completely wrong they are. And once ahead, they'll give you the planning is hello. Ah, okay, guys. So just internet was gone. So let's just come back to our things. Quick presentation. Okay. So here we so so A is for the actionable. What action we are going to do? Okay. So that was my final goal. In the meantime, I'm preparing my career and everything I will create, venture, everything. So that is the final goal. It's a long term, and it requires effort and that much time. So let's just leave that thing. Sometimes I tell you the stories in between. What's my final goal? In the right now, I have to build the wealth and create a venture. That's my right now current existing middle term goal. Mm, and R is for realistic. That goal should be very realistic. That goal should be very realistic. Okay. So goal should be realistic. We are done with it. And T is for time. You have to define specific time because that this is the time period. In this time period, I am going to achieve it. Because once you tie it to the time that goal, what happens? You create a urgency over there. Like, okay, this is the time period. Anyhow, in this period, I have to finish it out. And that's how you get more focused and work with more zeal for that goal. So this is the way of smart goal setting. Now let's just go to the next part. Now let's just go to the next part, which is once your goal is set
and you want to bring into your hands, if it start resonating with your emotions, then only you are going to manifest and bring it in your hand. So for that, he has mentioned, Jim has mentioned a technique called heart technique. H is for the healthy, that your goal should support your well-being, your goal should support your well-being. And then E is for the endurance, your goal should inspire and sustain during difficult times. So endurance is very important, that in difficult times your motivation should be high and your goal should be such that it should pull, like it will pull you, come forward, work out, we have to finish, hit the target. That's how. So E is for the endurance, it should inspire you and sustain in the difficult times. A is for alluring. Okay, it is giving you push every day, like my goal is pushing me every day for creating a venture. Okay, for solving bigger challenges and problems in the world, for helping people out, to discover scientific things, to propel and progress humanity towards, these are the bigger goals I am thinking about. So this all things are pushing me forward every day, and I am doing meditation every day. Why this goals is are such immense inspiration to me, that it push me in the morning itself, I get pushed, we have to work it now with full energy. That's how it's should be very alluring. And R is for the relevant, it should be relevant. And T is for the truth, if your goal is for the truth, then you are going to sustain it for a longer period of time. That's, you should remember these things. Now we'll move to the energy part of it, how you keep your energy. As the equation was, what was the equation? You should have clearly defined purpose or goal. Into energy, you should have the energy to continue. Energy is very important for what you should do to sustain that energy, entire day, entire month, entire year. So these are the 10 points to sustain that energy. And last part of the that equation is multiplication with small simple steps, which will come in the next chapter. So in this chapter we will explore that group good brain diet. You have to eat those food which helps your brain in healthy state. For us, for that healthy state to mention, we take what we say, the food which have properties of antioxidants. Basically I take antioxidants maximum, like we call it as what Bugs Bunny eat, carrot. Carrot or radish, both are okay. Carrot, radish, tomatoes, I take the salad, cucumber, everything I take it. Juice of beetroots. Okay, these are all good for your brain health. Walnuts, akhroad we call it in Hindi as akhroad. Walnuts are very good. Brain nutrients you have to use. So he has given entire list of brain nutrients, good brain diets, what is healthy for your brain. Apart from that, you have to exercise, do the exercises, go for a walk every day for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Even if you cannot go for half an hour, I go for a walk for at least 1 to 2 hour daily, morning or evening. That's my schedule. Morning or evening I do the meditation 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours. That's my schedule. Killing ants, this is very important. What are ants? Automatic negative thoughts. In entire day there are some point of time negative thoughts are going to pump up, and you have to kill them automatically. You have to realize, and how you are going to realize? With the help of mindfulness meditation, you are going to realize that these are the negative thoughts. You have to stop it, cut it, use the meditation for it. Clean environment is very important. Why this is very important? It stops. If your ambience is very good, if you stay, suppose if you are staying in a 5-star hotel every day, Nobody is going to stay in five-star hotel because we are the middle class people right now. We cannot afford it. But certainly at certain point of time, I'm going to afford all those things, like living in the five-star hotel daily also. But that's not the criteria. But I'm going to give you the example right now. If you stay in the five-star hotel, just even for the one day, or in a bed best hotel, what you feel, that you feel much more happy, much more relaxed, your mind is at ease, and that cleanliness, that clean environment is what bringing you positivity. And apart from that positivity, it is bringing, your brain health is getting into the good state because of that clean environment. That's how it is very important. Okay. A positive peer group is very important. People, those who see your vision, keep those in your circle. Remove all those people. It's not the thing that people, negative people in your circle is there, and they are bombarding with negativity all the time. You are not going to achieve it. If you are committed, then also you are going to achieve it, but they are rotting your brain. You have to understand. That's why you have to remove those people and stay yourself in the positive peer group only, because it make the process easy. You have to make the things easy now, then you have to stay in the positive peer group. That's why you have to remove negativity first thing. If you can't remove it, just avoid maximum time. Give less and less time to negativity. That at least you can do. Now, brain protection is very important. How you will protect your brain from negativity? You have to protect it. Give it good food. That's how you protect your brain. Keep your mind, your brain in exercise by readings, by reading books, by questioning things, by using logical mind. All those things are you're protecting your brain health. Okay. Going into the sunlight, that is also a kind of protection to your brain. New learning new learning is very important. New learning is very important to sustain that energy for your brain. Stress management, this is where the mindfulness come. You will feel no stress at all if you are having mindfulness. If you are having mindfulness. Okay. I'm continuously working from like morning since 11 o'clock right now till 9 o'clock. Okay. I'm not feeling stress. Okay. But I have lost my energy right now. I'm clearly telling that I have lost my energy. Why I lost my energy? There is no stress over there. I'm feeling tired because reason is that I lost energy through my speaking, through my explanations, through my mental use. So I have to take now what, sleep or rest. That's the last part. That's how you sustain your energy. Mostly your energy get replenished if you are giving good amount of sleep to your body and your brain. Okay guys, so this is also done. Now let's just go to our next slide. That is small simple steps, the last part of that your motivation, and then we will step into a few more things and then thinking. We are just done, only half an hour more to explain it to you. So how small simple step, if you see that project, any goal, or if you see in the longer horizon any project itself, even if you check the project in entirety, you will be overwhelmed by it. Oh, I cannot do it, so much of things I have to do. Even if you see a pro player on the court of badminton, tennis, on ground, cricket, football, etc. Football is our favorite because it's the world's second most played game in the world. It's just a joke. Okay, so okay, where were we? So when you see those pro players, you will think, oh, there is a lot of things to do. So just you have to break it into simple, small steps. Bring it in the and how you break it into the small steps and
reach to that level of the project or complete the entire project, making it a routine. See, he is also saying for the routine, not discipline. I always said to you before even reading this book before itself, I was telling you guys through meditation, my meditation itself, I was telling you guys these things, that routine is important because it keeps your mind into the flexible zone, not into the fixed mindset level. Because if you bring that discipline in yourself, discipline will keep your mindset in the fixed zone. And you want higher intelligence, you want your brain to be limitless. That's why routine is important, not discipline. And for bringing that into the routine, you have to develop a habit. And how habit is developed, even if you haven't started. So this is the four quadrant of that habit. First, cue. Like suppose cue, what cue means, here we have given, he has given the example of kitchen. If you move to the kitchen, automatically your brain switch to craving. Now you start feel craving for the food. Okay, I need some food to eat. Then you take response in the third part. This is how you develop a habit. So in third part, you take response, you go find food, open the lid and eat. And what you get the reward out of it, the reward is the pleasure you get out of it. Similarly, any habit can be created, and that habit over the time create bring it into the routine. Now you don't see the time, you just go because it's a part of your life right now. Like meditation is a part of life. Even I wake up at 9 o'clock, or even I wake at 4 o'clock, I realize I have to meditate. Even I wake at 3 o'clock, or even I wake at 6 o'clock, I know I have to brush my teeth. Today is, I have to brush my teeth. That's how. So if you want to build your physique, what you do, you just even going walk for a walk, on the walk, go to that place to the walk where you can see the hoarding of a gym, or you see on the way of the walk that there is a gym over there. Certainly when you go near to that gym, there will be a craving coming inside looking at the posters and the dumbbells. Okay, I have to go into the gym and put some weights. I'm just giving you the example. So you go into the gym immediately because of that craving, and you start lifting those weights. Once you take action, and after a few days, what you see, your muscles are built. This is how you break the big project into small steps, bring habits, and that habit over the consistently done period of time, it bring into the routine. Now you don't look at the clock that this is my discipline, at this time I will go. Now you know that this is the part of my life, this is the part of my day. You bring the automosity, routine. Now you are done with this. Let's just get to the next slide. So ahead he explains about the motivation through fog perspective. There is another way to get into the state of motivation, that is plain or pleasure or plain. Pain of remaining the same, or pain of that some people are obese. Okay, mostly fatty people have that pain, that people are saying that something. So out of that pain, they start going to gym and reducing weight. So this is the biggest motivation factor. They want to look fit. They want to feel happy. So social acceptance and rejection for that fatty people come over here. Okay, guys. So that's how social acceptance rejection act on motivation. Fog perspective is like that. Hope and fear, what we say, what we see, um, like women have fear that they will not look beautiful if they don't they do their eyebrows, or they don't put lipstick. So they what in that fear and out of that emotion they start doing makeup and making eyebrows and go to beauty parlor, all those things. So I have given many example how that those things motivate you to do what you want. Similar is for the brain itself. Similar is for the brain itself. I have just given you the example of it. How this fog motivation work for you. So six categories to define. Fog fog equates simplicity. Yeah, for the brain itself, if you want something that your brain should grow and go into the limitless stage. So there are six categories. This fog perspective of motivation works. First of all, time. If it is easy, you're surely going to make a time for out of it. Or if you have some space left, and if it is the thing is easy, and you see that I have got this time in my schedule left out, so I can do this thing. That's how this fog motivation works. Next thing, next part of that fog perspective is the money. If financial resource is getting depleted, okay, if your financial resources are getting stretched, you have to spend more resources, then you will find it is as a hard and you will not do those activities. That's how you limit your brain. So that's fog perspective of motivation he is explaining. For any kind of activity, if it's simpler, if it is not putting you into financial burden. So that's how motivation remains for doing that activity. Physical efforts, if lesser physical efforts is required, then you are surely going to do those activities. That's how you maintain your motivation. Next is the brain cycles. If something is taxing your brain to think little more, if you required more energy to think, taxing your brain, then you are not going to do it. It is hard for you right now. So your mind will not get more motivation to those things. Another is social deviance, that is social acceptance or rejection is another kind of motivation. And lastly is non-routine. If it is not a routine, then you are surely going to do that activity. Let's go into the flow. Flow is very important for this limitless, yeah, limitless brain and limitless learning and limitless memory. For everything, flow is very important. Okay, so eight characteristics to identify your, because optimal experience you get through flow only. And this ikigai book also explained the same thing, that you should be in the flow. We have done another seminar, the subtle art of not giving a fuck. That book also said that your flow is very important. Everywhere you will find that flow is very important part of anything. Okay, to bring that genius out of you, flow is very important part. So eight characteristics to identify your flow. Look at out the activities where you are fully concentrated while doing those activities. Note that activity is down. That is your flow is present. Total focus on goal. If you set some goal and if you are totally focused, then that is you are in the state of the flow. Sense that time is either speeding or slowing down. Like I meditate, sometimes I feel that time is speeding out. Sometimes I feel that time is slowing down. So because I am in the state of flow. Another, you feel rewarded, that doing that activity in the flow, you feel that experience itself is a reward for you. Okay, you feel while doing that activity challenging experience. That is also you know that you are in a flow. Next thing, automaticity come. Okay, action happen on their own, you don't have to put efforts, effortlessly it goes. That's how you know that you are have got the characteristic of flow. Lastly, you feel comfortable. You feel very comfortable. You don't feel like Okay, it's a burdensome, it's a stressful, then you are not in the flow. Right now, see, I'm working from like morning 11 till 10 hours continuously working. So I'm still feeling that I can do this thing. I feel comfortable. That's how I know that this work is in the flow. I'm in the state of flow. When I am teaching something to people, when I am disseminating my knowledge to the people, when I am helping them to develop that wisdom, when I am taking meditation classes, when I'm telling about the truth, when I'm doing scientific research, all those things keep me in the state of flow. Okay, guys. So this was about the flow. Let's just get into the. So this flow is also having four stages. Stage one is the struggle. At the starting, when you know that this is your passion, that this thing you love, this activity you have got skill, still you will at the start you will struggle little bit. So that's the stage one. Then you came into the stage of relaxation. You relax little bit. You avoid burning out, like burning out yourself. Then third is the flow state, where you uh, enable yourself in the state absolute best. You are giving your absolute best, and automatically everything is in happening. That is the third part of the flow, third stage. And last one is the consolidation. Now you have lost energy and you are out of the state. Right now I am going out of the state. I have lost completely all the and my energy. Okay, but we will finish it out, don't worry. With same energy I will finish it out. Oh, it's just done. Because that last part, thinking part, Dr. Edward, is very important. That is very helpful in problem solving, and I want to finish it out anyhow. I want to discuss that my research report with you guys. It's very important. Okay, because it will help you in whatever activity, whether you are business, whether your studies, whatever your scientific research, everywhere it is my that research is going to help you out you guys. And that is why that is very important for problem solving. Okay, let's just quickly go. Finding flow in 5 ways. Dipali pani. uh, Finding flow in 5 ways. How you find your flow? There are 5 ways. First, you are ready to eliminate all the distraction. Whatever distraction is coming, you are going to eliminate it. Okay, please put it aside, let me finish this. Then you know that this work is in the flow, and this is your flow state. Okay, give yourself enough time. Give yourself enough time. Okay. And finding the flow, how you find? Do something you love. The activity you love is where you're going to get that flow. Have clear goals. Remember this thing, guys. If you have clear goals about something, that you want to do this activity, I want to finish this book, I want to learn these things. So this is a clear goal. So that will put you into the state of flow. And lastly, if it is challenging you, remember, if you are challenging yourself a little more to put more effort. Right now I'm challenging myself that I want to finish it. I have to give that problem solving my research to you. So I'm challenging little bit more. That's why I know that I am in the state of flow. Okay, guys. So this is over. Now we have finished the flow part also. Uh, Lastly, 11th and 12th chapter is about focus and study. So focus, you all know. I will give the famous old repetitive example which people everybody tells you. There are two perspectives to it, by the way. If you concentrate an entire light through a magnifying glass over some place, what happens? If a paper is put on the floor and you put magnifying glass and concentrate the rays, start burning. start burning. That's called the focus. That's how you focus. And there is another perspective to it. If you pass it through prism, you get the beautiful rainbow color. Vibgyor we call it. But that's a distraction right now. So we have to bring focus. If we want to learn something, if we want our brain to be limitless, to develop that higher intelligence, then what we have to do, we have to have a laser focus. That was the chapter all about focus. And how you bring that focus, how you bring, with the help of mindfulness meditation, which I am going to take in this entire 30 days period. Okay, now four levels of competence he was explaining to you. First one is unconscious incompetence. It is incompetence, guys. Unconscious. Haha, okay. Unconscious in competence, where you don't know anything. You already know that I don't know about this thing. So that is unconscious incompetence. Then there is conscious competence. Okay. So what is the guys this? Just wait for a second, guys. Uh, what is what we call unconscious incompetence. So what is this unconscious incompetence? Unconscious incompetence means that you also don't know that this thing exists. And another thing, so basically, let me just relax a little bit. Okay. So unconscious incompetence means you don't know that this thing already exists. That is the first part. Next is the conscious incompetence. Okay, what is, you are aware that you don't know this thing. You are aware you don't know this thing. First is you also don't know that this thing exists. And third part is conscious competence. What is conscious competence? You are aware, you are aware about that skill and you know your capacity. That is conscious. And fourth part of this is you are a lifelong learner. You think that I have to learn lifelong to develop my brain, I have to learn lifelong to keep it in the stage of higher intelligence, genius, make him a genius. It is how you do it. Lifelong learner. There is no other way around. So how to learn and study better? Tiny habits. So active employ active recall. You have to recall. Okay, that is the first habit. Time to time you have to recall it. What is spacious repetition? After some time you have to repeat those things. Spacious repetition should be there. That's how you do it. Third, manage your state. Okay. If you change your posture in time to time in between, that's how you keep learning going on. What is the fourth? Sense of smell. He's telling that keep the fragrance around it. That's how you learn faster and remember better and study better. Some fresh flowers, etc., in your room near your study table. Okay. And the fourth is music for the mind. In between, use some music to relax your mind. Third, listen whatever you are listening with whole brain. This is also a research, I have done it. There are the different truth about the art of listening itself. I got it through meditation. So I can give it to you. Remind me later somewhere over the LinkedIn that I have to give that things to you about the listening itself. People generally don't know about the science and the truth behind it. So I will share with you guys the proper things about entire. We will explore it, dissect the listening in various factors. Okay, and the last part is taking notes. That's how you learn faster and better. Taking notes, you should keep taking notes. Okay, now the things are done. And I explain you everything about the memory. They are telling you that memory, you recall everything. If you are storing the things with association, you are learning something new, associate it with some incidents or something, you will remember. That is called association in his term. Another thing is emotion. If you bring some emotion while learning, that makes the things memorable. And third is the location. Okay, you are very good at recalling locations or places, but mostly I give you another part of the memory, how you recall things. We'll put one more point over here, guys. That's my research about it. My research I will write here. Okay, my research, situations where are important. Situations are important for memory recall. According to situation, you are going to recall those memory stores. Okay, research. Okay, now this is done. Memory part also I have explained it to you in great details. Okay, so now comes the six. Speed reading is not so important, because speed reading we can improve it. He has given some methods. Speed reading keeps you in the flow, and you remember everything. So let's just get to the last part. What I was telling about the six Dr. Edward D. Bono method of six thinking hat method. For this PPT, I am preparing because I didn't able to prepare those things. So that is, I will definitely give you guys today only after my dinner. I will give all this PPT to you and my research also. So, according to six different thinking hats, Edward de Bono, to get out of rut thinking. If you are having negative thinking or rut, or if you are certainly stuck in some problems, okay, then this Edward de Bono method is useful. Six thinking hat method. Okay, we'll explore it and then I will give you my method itself. Okay, so first of all, white hat, he call it as white hat. When you are in the phase of gathering information, when you are in the phase of gathering information, that is your white hat. When you are addressing a problem, okay, this is the problem over there, then you are in the first phase of thinking, that is called white hat. Now comes the second part of the thinking. Here you try to identify positive things about that problem. We will take with example, it gives you more clear perspective of this Dr. Edward de Bono. What are the method? Suppose, so let's just take an example. You are running a factory. Okay, you are running a factory. Certainly your machine stops in the factory and your production stops. So in the first process, what you did, what happened? White hat, you address the problem. That machine has stopped, production has stopped. Okay, you address the problem, that machine is not functioning. You gather the information. Okay, before this machine was working, right now it is not working. Okay, you start addressing the problem.
Okay, you gather all the information. Okay, now comes the next part. Yellow hat. Here you try to identify the positive in any problem or challenges you are facing. So you see that production has stopped. You realize what is the positive in this? Okay, half of the production is already done. So I have inventory to sell out. In the meantime, I can improve the machine. Next positive thing, what you think about the thing? That it's good that it is a minor problem. If the machine was having a major problem, while addressing, you saw that it's just a minor problem. So what you do? You think positively, okay, that's very good. I didn't have to lose. If machine was already like weird out completely, you say that positively. You thought that's very expensive. Right now, I am facing a minor problem. It's okay for me. That's how you deal a positive thing about it. Positive perspective. Now comes the black hat. Black hat. Now the third hat. This is the third hat. Black hat. So what you see here, you will see the consequences you are facing with the problem. So what are the consequences? Your production is stopped, you are going to face a loss. All these things are black hat. Like what consequences of failing you are seeing. If machine is not right, you are going to lose the production itself of your goods. After that comes the red hat part. You will try to address in your thinking what emotions are you feeling. Are you feeling fear? Okay, I have to finish the orders. I have taken money. If I didn't finish the order, next time client will run away that I didn't fulfill it in the time. That's a fear. Or hope, okay, if the machine get on the right time, I will finish that desired what we say production time, production in right time. So you are addressing all the emotions, you are writing it down. That's a red hat. Fourth, it's done. Now comes the green hat. Green hat. Now you have gathered the information, you have seen positive negative perspective of it, you have dealt with all your emotions. Comes the green hat. You are creating ideas. You are creating ideas out of it. Okay, that how I can solve this problem, how I can solve this problem. These are the different perspective to solve this problem. And the once you know, seen all the perspective, then you apply it. These are the creative ideas to solve this problem. And then comes the blue hat. You start to go into the management mode and apply those solutions and take actions. That is the last part, blue hat part. So this is the part of thinking, Dr. Edward de Bono thinking part. Now I will explain it to you with the example, and then I will show you where the flaw lies in this thing. Okay. So first you make sure you are clear with the example Jim tried to explain. You make sure you are clear what you need to address. Clearly define problem, that this is the problem you are facing. Then you determine all the facts in front of you. What are all the facts right now in front of you? That production is halt, machine has this problems. These are the problems with machine. And all the before functioning, after functioning, what all result, qualities, properties, everything you see. Okay. Next part comes, you are dealing with the problem with the positive perspective. You are seeing it with the positive perspective. Then you are seeing the challenges, what challenges you are facing with that problem. Okay. And then after that, you are seeing what all emotions you are getting. Okay, what are you feeling about this problem, whether you are feeling hopeful or whether you are fearful, what are all. So and after that you start attacking the problem in the green hat. That is, you are creating ideas to solve it. And the last part comes the blue hat. That is, you take action and goes into the management mode. That's how you solve the problem. But here is the crux about this, where the flaws lie. Suppose you are driving a vehicle. Okay, got it? Certainly, after certain kilometers, your car stop automatically. Okay. Now you know, you with the first hat, you know that what you know, that your car has stopped. First thing. So your car has once stopped over there. So you realize that this is the problem. Now you don't know where the problem is. You think that the engine is a problem. Now you think that the axle is broken. That's the problem. So you are start gathering the information. What was, why earlier it was running. After realizing that you are not able to find the problem, but you are addressing the problem right now, but you are not able to go to the root of the problem right now. Just you know the problem, you had gathered all the information about your car, but you are not seeing the root. Okay, you checked everything, you are not knowing the root right now. So this is the flaw missing is in this part. Next comes, you are seeing the positive perspective, you are seeing the consequences of it, and you are dealing with the emotion. Okay, all these things are what positive perspective, where it is failing, consequences. What are all these things? Your mental state itself, guys. Okay. So positive perspective. What is the positive perspective of it? So you are not dealt with the roots. You are seeing the different perspective, positive aspect of it. What what positive aspect of the problem is? What is the consequence of the failing, and all those things. And you have dealt with the first analytic part is done, like gathering information, and then half analytic part, we can say. Half of the analysis done. Second is the flaw was I told you that origin right now you don't know. You are going to experiment with everything. Okay. Next part, you know about, you have done with the positive perspective, then you see the consequences if you fail, what you are going to see. That is the third part is also done. Fourth part, you have done that, you have included all the emotion, fear, hope, everything. And the fifth part, you have done creative perspective. So the flaw was the origin you didn't know, and the last part, creative perspective, you are seeing just one or two. Okay, and the last is the implication mode. Now I bring my idea of it. So I have this my research over here, how you do this kind of thinking when the problem, same example I will take it. First of all, you have to understand the problem. First part of the thinking is the understanding the problem, that is addressing the problem. My car has stopped, it was running okay. So next part comes, you understand the entire problem from all the angles, you gather the information. So engine is working, or this is working, everything is working fine. You gathered all the information, you saw that all the problems, problem is there. What the problem is there? That car is not working. You saw that neither the brake, neither the accelerator is broken, nor the axle is gone, or engine is working fine, everything is going well. But you still not got where the problem is. You check the fuel also, fuel is also there. So you gathered the information, now you address the problem is also there, but you not reach the root, which was flaw in that six thinking method. Now you will see the origin and the root, where the root of that problem is. You check the engine, you see that you bring another petrol over there and you check, okay, engine is also working, why is the problem? Now you check that petrol is also in the tank. Okay, now you go to the root of the problem. What is the root of the problem? You saw that okay, in the petrol there is a mixture of water is there. You got the root. So you have to understand thinking in this way. Understanding first. Addressing the problem is not sufficient. Gathering the information is not sufficient. First you understand the problem, address the problem, gather the information. First part is done in the understanding of the thinking part. Second is the go to the origin and root of the problem. Okay. Third comes the mental part, mental state. What all the mental state you are having. Positive perspective. First you see the positive perspective. Okay, I didn't got much of the problem with it. Much of the problem with it. If it got bigger, then what would I have done? That's the positive perspective. In that part, if it is failed, okay, I am getting lost, I am getting late, all those things come to your mind. That is the mental state. Understanding, then comes the origin and root of the problem, then comes the third part of it, what is we call it as mental states. Different mental state you are getting: positive aspect, optimism; consequences, negative aspect; and then this third part of it, what all feelings are getting generated. Okay, now this part is done. You come to the fourth part of it. You explore diverse perspective to solve that problem. So what are the diverse perspective you see? Not just one. You know that removing water is the solution. So what are the two solution to it? You will remove entire petrol. That's how you remove the petrol. And if you remove the entire petrol, put the fresh petrol, drying the tank, your problem is solved. That is the one way. What is the another way? Density. Water is denser than petrol. You know that if I remove certain amount of petrol, the water will get removed, and I save the, what you are going to do, result over here, you are going to save little bit of petrol, little bit of what you have, reduce the consequences. That is the another solution to that. You got the two perspective. So first part understanding, second part origin and root of the problem, third is mental state. Explore the mental state attached to it: fear, greed, everything. Okay, that are the mental state. Positive perspective, negative consequences. Fourth part is the you explore the diverse solution, diverse perspective to that solution. Diverse solution, you saw different result and diverse solution. That was the fourth. And then comes the evaluation part of the problem. Now you evaluate, weight, give the weightage to your solutions. Okay, that this solution has less loss, this solution has more loss, this has greater risk, this has less risk. That's how you evaluate that weight, and then you go into the mode of what you call, then you get into the mode of action. Now, after weighing those things, doing the data analysis, doing the weightage analysis of the result of those perspective, those solution, I got the result that this result is 100% better, this result is 70% better, this is 80% better. I will use on the 100% one, where the loss is less, risk is less. That's how. This is my new research. What is the first part? Understanding. Second, going to the root and the origin part. Third, mental state, exploring all the mental state attached to it. Fourth, going into the diverse solution, multiple solution, exploring the multiple solution. Fifth, weighing all those solution, evaluating all those solution, and after evaluating the best solution you choose and go into the action mode. That's how this thing is going to work better than six thinking hat method of Dr. Edward Jenner. And the last part of the problem solving, he tells there are uh, two or three more methods. what is the study of errors. You keep on doing mistakes, you know, okay, this is the mistake, now I will remove, go into the next solution. That is the mistake, now I will go into the next solution. That is how you solve the problem. And the another is the second order thinking. You think in the terms of system, you think in the terms of event, not just what is the consequence of this if I solve this problem in this way of thinking. You think in the stages, in the system. That's how, in the longer perspective, that is second order thinking method. And the last is the exponential thinking, where he used the Naveen Jain example, uh, who goes into the root of the problem, root of the problem, and after going into the root of the problem, he solves it. So I have given better solution to all these four problem solving methods. My method of research: understanding, going into the root, then exploring all the mental state, then exploring multiple solution to it, then weighing all the result outcomes of those solutions, and the best solution you choose it and go into the action mode. This is how you solve the problem. This is my research, guys. And at the end, he has given 8 distinctive forms of intelligence. You have spatial intelligence, bodily kinesthetic, musical, linguistic. I will share this. This is the last part. That 8 kind of intelligence is there. So this was the book, and I have given you 2 or 3 research about my about memory, about how we will solve the learning problems, challenges, everything. Now I will prepare these PPTs and distribute my research work with you. That thinking method also I will separate PPT, memory part also, and that solution I will forward it to the Stephen also about the England, like those UK people are facing with the how to I have to give them. I have committed them. After this session, I will give it. So thank you, guys. So this was our session, and lot more things are coming in this 30 days. So stay tuned. We are going to explore. Somebody was showing us the TEDx talks also, that you should listen. So we will explore those also. I thought, like, if somebody shows me those TEDx talks, so I will note it down, and we will explore those also in this 30 days. Some activities we will explore. Otherwise, I have given you the schedule that we have given 3 books this month. 3 books are there in 3 weeks, and fourth is for the Buddha discourse, that there is no soul at all. Okay, so myth of soul should be removed, so that you get more into the scientific perspective. And final is the meditation course, which is included, which is purely donation based. If you get some benefit out of this entire 30 days, go and donate. I will paste my that QR code with all this PDF. If you like to donate something, surely, for disseminating this knowledge, you can donate something, so that I continue this work with you guys, and we will explore everything in scientific way, develop our wisdom, go into that higher stage of intelligence, and become a genius. Thank you, guys. Be happy. Enjoy your weekend. Bye for this time.